And welcome back, ladies and gentlemen. This is Mr. Kasarian, and today we are doing something a little bit different. Of course, I forgot to set my year in advance to 1970, but yeah, you guys will forgive me, maybe. We're going to try and design an off-road vehicle. Tell us to do it last 10 years, please. And with a nice large wheelbase. There we go. So we're going to say, for today's experiment, that we have been asked to design something for a military contract. Let's say that. Not a lot of options for this thing, huh? We can move some things, but... well... those don't... well, I kind of fender out a little bit. I think this thing really ends up looking like the Jeep that time forgot. Alright, let's... come on, get in there. You can do it. You can get it. There we go. A bit more quality. Alright, we're doing a ladder frame, galvanized steel. Where do we have more engine space in this compartment? Forward? Longitudinal? Yeah, let's do longitudinal. Off-road average, off-road low. Average, there we go. Let's see, off-road very high, off-road high. Weight high. Let's do some leaf springs in the back. Steel body. This stuff can wait for a little bit. We'll do that once we finish the major outside. Oh, what are we calling this? Well, Ranger is already taken, Explorer is already taken, Expedition is already taken, darn you, Ford. Gosh, how about... let's call it the Intrepid. Okay, you better believe this thing's going to be a 4x4. And we'll call this the Mil STD, or Military Standard. Okay, let's go with a V-Series 12 aluminum. Too big to fit in vehicle. Well, what if I go transverse? Still too big to fit in the vehicle. I guess we're going with the longitudinal. Now, this is kind of an experiment to see how you optimize for torque versus optimizing for something else. I thought you just said a V12 wouldn't fit in this vehicle. Hey, game. There we go. So let's say this is going to be a 6.6 liter. And I think... make it a short stroke. Or wait, should it be a long stroke? See, now I'm not remembering. Well, we'll experiment. That's the point of this video. Let's do an overhead VAM 3 aluminum upper. No, we'll do cast iron uppers. This is a big engine. Okay, big engine. So we want that. High torque. High torque. So this is an 8-liter engine, and we'll call this the Titan engine series. I think anything that classifies itself as an 8-liter engine deserves the name Titan. We'll leave out this all the same as usual. It's naturally aspirated because that's all we have right now. And we'll leave this with a carburetor. performance low, but we needed to be able to take 91 octane gas. None and none for right now. Yeah, it doesn't work. 236 horsepower, and that's all we're getting out of her. Really? Oh, because we're right. 93. Okay. Let's back to the DCOE. Yeah, everything's reaching its RPM limit. So torque is producing 39339. If I decrease the stroke, okay, so stroke changes more. Okay, so stroke ended up changing. Okay. So a long stroke engine. My God, yeah. So a long stroke engine generates more torque, but has a harder time running at high RPMs. That makes sense. Well, we got it down to 92. We're using a pretty high fuel mixture here. I mean, if we switch over to an injection system, and we're driving costs way up now. There we go. But we're still having issues with valve float. Alright, so we reduced the valve float problem a little bit. And now we need to reduce our... Let's get a bit more quality up in that thing. So we're now at 90.5. But we also need to get some quality into here. There we go. Oh, look at that. That looks much better. So we needed to go with the I-beam steel. This thing is still going to generate a whopping 444 horsepower. And at idle, it's almost producing 510 Newton meters of torque. That's incredible amount of power at idle. I mean, that really is a ridiculous amount of power right there. And we haven't even gone through optimizing this thing yet. Okay, look at that. So we're pushing 450 horsepower, and we're doing about 710 Newton meters of torque right off the bat. Now, if we do a pair of reverse flows, right, we lose some of that, and we're getting a bit. So 2 reverse flows brings our loudness down quite significantly. Alright, so we'll call this the Titan Lifter. There we go. Good bit more there. Let's see how this thing sounds. 560 at idle. Alright, let's get this so we can actually hear the engine. Let's see the whole engine, please. So right now at idle, 480. Alright, look at that. Sounds good, huh? So let's remember, by the by, that our best power band here is coming out at about 2,500 RPM. So we want to keep the start of the engine at 2,500 RPM. The start of it. Alright, so let's move over to here. Manual, single clutch, thank you phone. We'll go with a 4-speed ratio. This thing is theoretically capable of 154 miles per hour. Yeah. And what do you mean? Oh, I know what happened here. Hold one. Yeah, there we go. It's the 4x4 status in this thing. So what we're going to do instead is we're going to leave this as rear-wheel drive, but we'll switch it over to a pickup design. Alright, so this thing's cooperating now. There we go. Let's move ahead. Let's move ahead. And we want to have off-road tires. Steel. Alright. Front is going to need to be disc. Rear could probably be drums. We'll do an off-road skid tray. And we need a 455 kilojoules per second cooling off the front of this thing. So, and yes, I know I'm not making this thing look pretty, but I just want to get this done. Let's go ahead and frame in 522 on the front. And I'll have to pretty this thing up off camera, but... there we go. We'll do 3-seat standard. Standard AM radio. No power steering. And standard there. With an off-road pack. Hey, look at that. Alright, detail stats, please. I want to look at off-road. They don't like the wheel diameter. I don't know what overhang means at all. Brake fade's an issue. Alright, brake fade's always a bloody issue with this vehicle. I think we're going to go up to 2 pistons. Put some big brakes on this thing. There we go. Solid disc, single piston. What if we switch to a dual piston design? There we go. So that reduced my brake fade by a bit. Comfort prestige stayed the same. Utility increased. Off-road barely did anything. Fine. Fine. Hold on. Material cost is 5310. If we switch to this, It's still cheaper. Okay. So we'll switch over to here. Driving, yeah, okay, fine. I figured that's what you would do. Let's take a look at this. Honestly, this thing is not designed for sportiness. It really just isn't. That is not the button I wanted. Let's take a look at another look at details. Oh, they want power steering in this thing, huh? Alright, well, we can give them power steering then. Click. And we're down for top speed to 139, but that's okay. Detail stats for off-road. Chassis type, springs, they like that. Gear spacing is they're not a fan of. Width, they're not a fan of. Overhang, they're not a fan of. Ride height, fine. Suspension, they like. Under tray, they like. Gear ratios, they don't like. And brake fade, they don't like. Gear spacing and gear ratio, okay. My economy is absolutely terrible. Utility's good. Load capacity, chassis type, torque curve, they're not thrilled with. Power to weight, they like. Weight is okay. Rims is okay. Gearbox, they don't like. I don't know why they don't like the gearbox. Brake capacity, brake fade, gear ratios. What do I mean by gear ratios? Oh, maybe if I tune this down to 139, it would be a bit better. Yeah, alright. 4-speed looks good enough for us. Switch to that manual locker. Well, they like that, apparently. This is about as big as we can get them. Off-road 50. Look at that. Oh, yeah, look at that. What are we suffering on drivability? Gearbox, footprint, yeah. Understeer, oversteer, yeah, whatever. Brake fade, yeah, we can't fix that anymore. Tires, well, yes, fine. Wheel spin, well, you know what? Okay, fine, I guess we could fix that a little. Off-road, what are you telling me? Alright, so that looks like a pretty decent combination there. Service, insurance, tax base, okay. Running costs, okay. And what do we design this thing with again? Remind me one more time. Wasn't this thing designed for... Yes, this is designed for... Okay, right. This thing is in fact designed for that. Alright, good, 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 good. And actually, we can kick forward our ignition timings a little bit, which allows us to punch a lot more power out of this thing. Okay, not a lot more, but a fair amount more. 707 newton meters max. And we're still pushing a lot at that base power ranking. Alright, so let's take a look at this thing ranks up, shall we? Markets. Hey, look, off-road premium. Woohoo! Alright, let's take a look at the more expansive view. Okay, how am I even coming close to ranking in the muscle car territory? How? Off-road premium. We are not doing better than the competition, but we are, and we're more expensive than the competition. That's bad. That's very, 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 very bad. Utility premium. Well, we're right behind them, and we're more expensive. Utility sport premium. Well, alright, we're behind them again. We're ahead in utility sport, though. But not by much. Somehow we're ranking for a pony car. I don't know how we're doing that. And we're ranking for muscle premium. I don't know how we're doing that either. I have no concept how we're even coming close to doing that. Okay, anyway, so this has been our first experiment with a vehicle, with an off-road vehicle. But we did have a 12-cylinder engine, our first one, the Titan lifter. Alright, this has been Mr. Kassarian. Hope you enjoyed the episode. And as always, ladies and gentlemen, good luck building.